We're just gonna jump right into it today. Normally, oh, wow, it's really crazy how much the stupid monitor changes my lighting settings. It's very annoying. Very bright, very dark. Very bright, very dark. Anyway, sure wish my door was closed so people outside of this room would not be making so much noise. It's a lovely Wednesday night. Thank you and welcome. Topic of conversation. Am I getting a real low bit rate? I want to make sure the stream's looking okay here. Hang on one second. I'll be right back. Slide back in there. I know I sounded angry. It's been one of those days. But boy, it could be worse. It could be a lot worse. And that is our particular topic tonight, is the sad reality of just how much worse it is for some other people. Where's my chat? There we are. This music is just too slow. Sorry. Boy, I was really hoping that would be a little more upbeat. How's that? Is that a little better? Why am I so fucking orange right now? Oh, because my stupid computer. Guys, I'll tell you right now, if it's not one thing, it's another. Tonight, I am going to be fine. But first, I'm going to have an aneurysm. That's okay if you can't hear the music. As long as the music can hear you. Forgot I turned it way down so that I can... Whoa, am I getting a raid? What is happening? Cobra, hey, thank you very much for the raid with 2 viewers. Really appreciate it. Welcome, everybody, to Topic of Conversation. I'm your host, David Cobb. You may also know me as Milkman. I am the founder and president of the Creators Lounge. As many of you may already know, Adrian, I know you already know. Or mahalo haoli. All right, I assume you're being super nice with your very, very good Hawaiian whatnot. No, Cobra, we're not. I did go ahead and sent you an invite to the guest star here. So we are going to be using guest star. We will be joined here in just a moment by Hawaiian Cobra because, well, for one, I like talking with him and having him on the show here. For two, because we are going to be talking about Maui tonight. To say we're going to get a little bit into something that might be considered controversial, just some of the things surrounding it. So we'll talk more about that. When we get to it, I should do some housekeeping first. Primarily, oh, right again. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get that fixed. First of all, if you look down below me, you're gonna see a donate now button. I think it says donate now or donate here or something like that. That's not for me, folks. I decided, in light of the topic of conversation tonight and considering the events that's happening over there in Maui, the events that are happening over there in Maui, I wanted to find a worthy cause that we could hopefully generate a little bit of funding for. So we went ahead and got a fundraiser going for the Maui Food Bank. They are obviously going to be in additional need with all of the displaced folks over there right now. So if you can be so generous, obviously it's not a requirement. It is only a hope that if you are able to, that you can donate a little bit of means to those who are in the most need right now, our fellow Americans who have been devastated by this terrible disaster. and I'm going to call it a disaster right now. I'm not going to say natural disaster. I'm not going to say spontaneous or man-made disaster because let's be honest, it's up in the air, but that's not for me to decide, but that is the topic of conversation tonight. So before we get into our topic of conversation, let me see if our co-hosts are ready. So we have joining us... Hello, Becca. Mr. Gaussen, what the hell? Thank you for being here, man. I appreciate that that you're here. I didn't hear that, though. Tell me on the stream if you heard that alert come up there. Dude, it's been a minute. It's been a hot minute. I know. I feel like we've almost entirely lost touch with our Nordic friends out there in Norway. Look, I'm purple now because of the screen that's up here is purple. It's sound alerts. It's not because I'm gay. Somebody better hit that button. Yeah, I was actually really excited that we heard from Sir Titan Boy just the other day. Happened to pop in, so at least one of our
if liking women
Norwegian
me gay,
friends is still in touch. Glad to hear now from Mr. Gaussen. It's been a hot minute.
I'm completely homosexual,
as previously noted.
In every imaginable way.
Yeah, stream heard it. Okay, good.
Gay.
That's what it is. I'm not hearing them as loud because I got my thing turned down because I've got the sound, the music turned up too high. Well, look, I'm just gonna have to see how the rest of y'all sound when you get on here. So we're gonna go ahead and hit that join button here for Mr. Hawaiian Cobra, Senor Hawaiian Cobra. Go ahead and push you out. Cobra, can you hear me okay? Wait, don't talk yet. I can't hear you.
I can hear you fine.
Oh no, I should be able to hear you. Hold on. You're super quiet. Stream, can you hear Hawaiian Cobra talking? Hey, Chihiro-san! I really appreciate that. I really hope I will have a great stream. I would love to. You're welcome to join the conversation. We're going to be talking about the goings-on in Maui. Which, by the way, big shout out to Chihiro for being a super good friend and sharing my my announcement for our stream tonight. I almost canceled tonight, I'm not gonna lie. Last week we didn't get a topic from one of our viewers. Well, Aeolus, I'm gonna wait and let her tell me that. Plus, Chihiro is so much fun to say. Did we decide yes or no we can hear Cobra? Tina! Oh, did I not do enough eyes? Tina! All right. I think we've done that one just enough. Uh-oh. We got Cobra's OBS screen there.
I'm here.
So we'll go ahead and switch that back.
Something.
I think I can hear you. You sound real muffled, though. Chat, tell me if you can hear him.
Do I have to be louder?
Why is he so quiet? His volume's all the way up. Cobra, talk some more.
Can you hear me?
You're still real quiet, but yeah, I mean, I've got you turned up like all the way.
Is that any better?
I guess so.
I turned up my gain.
Your what?
The gain on my mic. I turned it up as high as it'll go.
That's nuts, dude. I'm gonna do this, risking hearing too much of my music.
Okay.
Is that a random sound? Okay. All right. Well, it looks like the music decided to cut out anyway, so. What does that sound?
Well, okay, I turned it up even louder. How's that?
Yeah, no, I mean, I've got you loud again. Do me a favor, talk one more time. I just want to see your levels on stream.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, you're coming through my desktop audio. We're gonna need you to turn your background off if you would.
Okay, hold on. Wrong one.
We were about to get right into it. I was about to just tell Cobra and his Mr. President friend to go fuck themselves. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that. In fact, if Prez wants to join, he still can. But I know he's decided he's real busy. Reported. He's real busy playing one of the worst first-person shooters in the entire world.
All right, there. I fixed it. Now you just gotta
Yeah, I was
fix the other stuff.
pretty loud now. All right, there we go. Now I got to figure out why the other one's so loud. Oh, I know why. Hang on, guys. I'm the dummy. That's well established. Alis, do you have a fan going?
That was just something. So you're hearing my fan.
I'm hearing your fan. Okay. Hang on. Apparently I don't have the chroma key on. Boy, I sure would have loved to troubleshoot some of these tech issues before stream. That would have been
Sorry.
great.
I was live, okay?
Yeah, I know. It's almost like you didn't know you were going to be doing this at 3
I got off
o'clock.
as soon as I could.
It's
Well,
fine.
because
It's
I thought It was
fine.
gonna be 3. I thought it was gonna be 3 o'clock Japan time, so I still had more time.
Look, you're dumb, but you're not that dumb.
Everything that guy just says is bullshit. Thank you.
That's awesome. It's in the past. Build a bridge. I'll tell you what. You come over here and build a bridge, and then see what I have to say about it. Huh? I'll tell you. You didn't build that bridge very good, and you need to probably build it again. Scrub. Cobra, do you have your green behind you or what?
Yeah.
It's weird it's not coming through this time. Oh, you know what? I think you might not be in the right spot.
Oh, yeah. It'll be good for us, like his ancestors said the plantation would be.
Look, the plantations were good. I mean, just not for your people. Still not working. All right, whatever. You can turn your background back on. I don't care. I'm tired of dealing with it. At this point, I just want to get started. So, as previously
Just put
noted,
a box around me.
You what?
Just put a box around me. Nobody will know.
Not worried about it. You're like half cut off from your own stuff anyway. Look, we've both got beaches for backgrounds, so
You just gotta slide me more towards
whatever.
that side of the screen.
Tis twat it is. Oh, that's funny, because now I can see my chroma keys actually working on the green in your trees, but not
What the fuck?
on the actual stream. What the fuck?
Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is.
Oh, it's
I
you,
know what
not
it
me,
is.
isn't it? You did it. You fixed it.
I forgot the thing. I didn't do the thing.
You didn't do the thing.
Yeah,
There we
so
go.
The black is actually my canvas. Yeah, there you go.
Ah.
Now we're good. Now we're fine. We're fine.
Now we're
It's all
good.
fine.
Now we're fine. We're fine.
Fuck it.
Everything's good. Everything's fine. Aeolus, I'm pushing you to stream so we can hear you. My apologies. For some reason, I thought I could hear you and then realized I hadn't even brought you in yet. How are you doing, dear brother? Once again, we are without audio.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh,
Aeolus,
okay.
are
assuming
you there?
Can.
I
I'm
can hear
here.
Aeolus.
I can see he's hitting the
Boom chicka boom chicka boom.
what you call in chat. So
That's
chat can probably hear him.
comment. He's
Chat,
scared
can
to
you hear
join
him?
it.
Stream,
Maybe
can you
it's
hear
just
me?
me that can't hear him. Hang
Chat,
on.
homies, Adrian.
Let's see if I have
Gotham?
him pushed
Hey,
out.
Gotham.
Right
He
there.
hears him.
Hey, Goslin, looking pretty
Yeah,
Oh,
cute
look at that.
today. How you
An ad
doing,
popped up on
baby?
your stream for Viagra. I don't
Perfect
know
timing.
how you say that.
There we go.
Targeted
Whoa.
ads, Cobra.
Mic
Targeted.
targeted.
Yeah, targeted ads.
It's
Definitely
targeted at you.
I can't say I'm getting that ad. You know.
You could say
no.
it. It doesn't have to be true.
I know.
Give me no vocal there, Aeolus.
Okay. Vocalizations, as it were.
Vocalizations. Appreciate it.
Vocal.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, tonight we are talking about Maui. We were just about to get into the whole, what are we doing on the stream thing. Cobra, you want to read to us our disclaimer tonight?
I don't have that in front of me.
Okay, so the disclaimer is it's actually going to be a little bit special tonight because there is one thing that I want to make sure of. We're going to be talking about a pretty sensitive subject here, especially for people like Hawaiian Cobra here and folks who are affected by the fires in Maui. The things that are said here are not always going to be like super sensitive. Oh, there he goes. He's gone. He's just a big black box now. Yeah, and I just want to say that no offense is ever going to be intended towards any of the people who have been affected by this tragedy. Nothing that is said is derogatory towards them at all. If it seems that way, my apologies. My opinions are my opinions only. They're not that of any of my guests, mods, or Twitch, or Spotify, or wherever else this is going to end up getting posted. So, take that as it is. If you're easily offended, this isn't the place for you. We say a lot of offensive things. Sometimes we swear a lot. Yeah, I mean, that's just the way it is.
Hell, anybody that's known me for 5 seconds knows I'm offensive.
Why am I still having such a hard time hearing you? It's like you have some kind of like...
Have you tried unplugging your ears?
I mean, I could hear Aeolus just fine, so...
Have you tried turning his guest volume up in backstage?
It's all the way up. I already checked all that. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, the opinions here may be offensive. If you are offended by them, sorry, pound sand. Don't take it out on me. Go cry into your best friend's shoulder or into like a bowl of what is it that all the hippies eat now?
Look, I'm gonna make it very simple. If you don't like it, go eat a bag of dicks.
Oh,
that's one way to put it.
Some hippies eat that.
Definitely one way to put it. All right. Humble opinions, guys. So humble opinions are what you are gating right now just for watching. You're welcome. I'm always happy to give out my humble opinions, and I have plenty to spare. Let me make my kale salad. All right, hippie. That's good. I like that. Yeah, golly, what was I saying? So humble opinions are things that you get for doing things. So participating in the chat by using cancel points, which are the fun things that make the noises and all that stuff. There is a running tally at the bottom, so you'll be able to see that down near the About Me section. That shows who's on the leaderboard and who is winning. The winner with the most humble opinions at the end of the stream does get to choose next week's topic of conversation. So that'll be exciting. Whatever it is, just make sure it's not something that's likely to get me kicked off of Twitch. Second place gets to decide what my background is. As you can see, I have this beautiful image from Hawaii. This is... I can't remember which beach it is.
Good Lord.
Shut up. You don't know what beach it is either.
No, I don't. But definitely
this is Pa'ako Cove on Maui. And it was provided to us by the ever gracious Adrian Tempish, who of course is with us in chat. Thank you very much for doing that. Thank you for all of your participation. That's it for the rundown, right?
Yeah.
That said, participation is encouraged. Do things, or else I'm going to cry like a little baby after we're done and say things like, nobody likes me. They don't want to play my games. Is that right?
I never knew you to be such a crybaby.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, this is a live podcast, guys. So we do post the replay every Monday morning on Spotify and YouTube. You can check the details down below. And is that it? Have we gone through it all yet?
We covered our bases.
All right. Let's go ahead and let Mr. Hawaiian Cobra give us a little introduction of himself.
Oh, how's it going, everybody?
Born in the Hawaiian volcanoes. Sorry, go on.
Oh. No. You're narrating that really well right now. Go ahead. I am Hawaiian Cobra. I'm originally from the Big Island of Hawaii, which is next to Maui. Currently in the capital on Oahu. But yeah, this tragedy has definitely affected the entire state. Anything I should add? Anything you think I'm missing?
I'm sorry, what?
Think I'm missing anything?
Oh, are you missing anything? I mean, we'd all like to know what size shoes you wear, what your favorite
13
color
triple E.
is. 13
Favorite
triple
color?
E.
Purple.
Yeah, favorite color.
Purple. Definitely
Purple.
Hey,
Purple. It's because let's see, why could that possibly be? Probably because of this.
If liking women makes me gay, then
I,
yeah, I'm gay. I'm all the way
fair
gay.
enough.
yeah.
I'm completely
yeah.
homosexual.
See, I turned the
in
tables.
every
You didn't know I could
imaginable
play
way,
it for
that's
you
what
too,
means
did
to
you?
Be gay.
Lol. It's 200 points for me. I get to pick next week's topic. Just kidding. As a favor, my dear brother is modding for us tonight. You'll hear him in and out. Aeolus, if you
Lady hole.
dicks, that's got to end with dicks. Aeolus, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Aeolus. I'm Milkman's actual real life brother. I'm also a VTuber and a streamer. I exist in the second dimension, not the third dimension. So when you argue with me, just remember you're arguing with a cartoon. So who's the crazy one?
Valid point, and thank you for that.
I was gonna say he got me there.
Yeah, I
Damn it.
mean, what are you gonna do? Who's crazy? You're talking to a cartoon. You must be out of your mind. Actual
I
real
was-
life brother, a cartoon. Yes, Adrian, it sounds like it's too good to be true, but he's always been this way. Late at nights, I would hear a lot of like cartoon noises from the bedroom. There's a lot of boinks and doings and, just general cartoony stuff. So, this has been
Get
my
a
life.
here and there.
Definitely several of those. I do want to make mention one more time of the Creators Lounge. If you are interested in joining a community of creators, we have a can we call it a vibrant community? I mean, it's pretty dark sometimes. We have a community of creators. We call it the Creators Lounge, and it's on Discord. You can find a link to that down below, just like all of the other fun links that I have. So, yeah, that's a place for creators to hang out, find other people to create with, spin ideas, play games, and just generally have a good time. We do like to support each other. So if you are in here and you're not from the Creators Lounge, drop fast eating ass. All right, nice. Then definitely check it out just because it's the same about you, buddy. I must have missed something. That's okay. I miss a lot of things. Look, if I miss something, just call me out. Be like, hey, idiot, you missed the thing. I'll be like, oh, so I did. All right. I actually had kind of like an agenda tonight. I wanted to, obviously we have kind of a, I almost skipped it again. Guys, I almost skipped the dad jokes again. I skipped dad jokes last week, so I can't skip it this week.
Don't fucking skip that joke day. I need it.
What? Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I only get one dad joke a week. I want it.
We're going to get several. Okay. We're going to make up for last week. So the first one comes from last week. It goes like this. Did you hear about the man who fell into an upholstery machine? He's fully recovered. Recovered.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yep.
Upholstery.
Yep.
All right. Check this one
It
out.
covers something over again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Look here, sleepy milkman. We just expected at this point. Sleepy. Do I look sleepy to you?
It's kind of like a Sleepy Joe.
I think that
sort of
was
thing,
a-
you know?
I got that.
Yes,
I got it. It's
Okay.
even more deeply offensive that way. Did you hear about the power outlet that got into a fight with a power cord? He thought he could sock it to him. But
God.
forget you can't see my other hand over here, but it went like that. But that's okay. Did you know that milk is the fastest liquid on Earth? It pasteurized before you even see it.
That was a good one. That was a pretty good one.
That was okay.
That's actually the first time I read that
I'll
one.
accept that
The other
one.
ones I've read before that one I haven't read yet. I'm laughing. I'm LOLing for those of you
Hey,
who...
Milkman,
Makes you want to LOL out
you'll
loud.
never guess who I saw today.
That's true. Do you want to tell me?
Everybody I looked at.
Sorry, what?
Said you'll never guess who I saw today.
I know. That is true.
And I said, yeah, everybody I looked at. Was that joke too corny for you?
It's late, man. You wanted me to...
All right.
All right. Hey,
Yeah.
one thing actually I
I
want
am-
to touch on. Go what?
Hold on. I am the master. You are but the pupil.
Oh, is that right? Is that because of my eyes?
I mean, we could go that way, I guess. Yeah, why not?
I mean, baby, I can go whichever way you like.
I've heard that once or
Seems
twice. Never
both
happened.
ways.
All right. Eyeball jokes. Yeah, Adrian, that one's bananas. I like the milk one too. That was really good. Once again, please participate in chat. I will absolutely respond to you, even if I don't know your name or if it's hard to pronounce. But I'm going to warn you right now, if you've got a weird name, I'm going to try to pronounce it, and it's going to be really bad. So, a couple weeks ago, you guys remember we talked about Russia and the Russian Civil War, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep,
And we talked about the Wagner Group. You guys remember that?
Yes.
indeed.
It-
Yeah.
Did you guys?
Yeah.
You heard what happened today?
Yeah.
I don't want to go too far into this. Got him. I don't want to get too much into it, but the leader of the Wagner Group, who we actually spoke about pretty extensively, we looked into his past and his affiliations, but him and his closest advisors died in an airplane crash today.
Oh my God! How could that ever have happened?
Wow.
Coincidence, I'm
what?
sure.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
I'm certain
no
that
way.
the guy who just staged a potential coup against the Kremlin and then didn't just happens to die a couple months later.
No, air travel is. It's because air travel is. The
It's
most dangerous
very
form of traveling.
dangerous. It really
That's
is.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, millions of people die every year from
Every
planes
year.
just
Planes just
mysteriously
falling out
crashing.
of the sky
Falling out of the sky.
all over Russia. Actually, there was another thing that happened in Russia. I don't know if you heard about this one, but there was a Russian defector. He was a helicopter pilot. A couple weeks earlier, he had his family smuggled out of Russia, and then he flew a Russian helicopter. I don't know what type it was, maybe a supply chopper or a attack chopper. I don't know exactly. Landed it in Ukraine and went and surrendered and defected. Gave them the equipment.
You know,
Cool, right?
well,
That's
to
like
be-
some Hunt for Red October shit right there.
But you know, to be fair, Wagner didn't make it. But Vladimir Putin is completely innocent. He had nothing to do with it.
No,
I
Putin,
heard that he even used a SAM site to try and help lift the plane back up.
I think so.
Yeah.
Gang. Yeah, that's worse than gang, man. That's tyranny. That's a corrupt government. But you know what? People think the Cold War ended back in, what, 85, whenever it was,
They believe the Cold War ended with the fall of
of the Berlin Wall, right? It was
communist,
84,
communist
sorry.
Russia.
So, yeah, it didn't. It didn't.
they were
It's
wrong.
still going strong. And guess what, guys? The United States is at war with Russia through Ukraine. In case you hadn't figured that out already, it's true. I'm just going to throw that out there.
our weapons, our
Well,
money.
let's be clear here.
Let's be
The
very
United
clear.
States is at war with China
Also.
through Ukraine through Russia. Or through Russia through Ukraine, rather.
I think they're gearing up for a more direct war with China. I'm looking forward to that. I mean, not like an
Right,
I'm
maybe-
excited
maybe I
about
can
it way, but
finally-
China just got into a big old fight with the Russians, actually. Chinese and the Russian are not seeing eye to eye for the first time in a very long time.
Well, yeah,
all right.
Mr. Wagner passed away, man. It was a very sad time. China's very emotionally distraught over it.
They're a
Yeah,
they're a
exactly.
delicate country with delicate
They are.
leadership and people, and they're running out of people too.
No, but-
So they're
Hey,
actually imploding.
nobody-
I actually was reading about that as well today, but that's a topic for another time.
If you're talking about China, nobody talks about Winnie the Pooh like that, okay? Happens to be my favorite Disney character. Or
Gets
one of them.
banned on Twitch. Anyway, we're here to talk about Maui.
Maui, like you're welcome.
What can I say except you're welcome?
You're welcome.
Knowledge
Don't
is
play
what
it.
brings
Don't
us
play it.
together today.
I'm not. I'm smarter than that.
Don't do it. Maui is
Sometimes
what
have a brain.
brings us together today. So Maui. So this is what I'm gonna do. We're gonna start here. Is we're gonna switch over to my screen share. Shite, mother.
Hey,
Sorry.
none of the screen share was passed through me before it was put up. What if it's misinformation?
I don't know what you're talking about. I just broke things. Damn it.
Everything that guy just said is bullshit. Thank you.
You're
You've
welcome.
been rebutted.
All right. Why is that so small? What the fuck is happening?
Well,
Hang
you
on,
see,
guys.
You did a thing, and then it did
It's
another
tough, I
thing.
tell you what.
I did a thing, and then it backfired because I clicked onto something that I wasn't supposed to. Oh, okay, hold on. I figured it out. It was on the wrong thing there. All right. What? Yeah, save. Okay, there we go. All right, we're not starting there. We're not starting with the Oprah Winfrey stuff. We're gonna start right here. Maui, guys. So let's talk a little bit about the fires. As many
start
of
with
you
the
know.
obvious?
What's that?
We start with the obvious.
I mean, there's a lot that's obvious to you and me, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, the most obvious. Fire's hot.
True. Fire hot.
Fire's damn
Fire
hot.
hot.
It's true.
Fire
burn.
bright.
It's really, really
Okay,
true.
we can move on now.
Okay. I actually really appreciate that reflection upon the temperature of fire. Just going through some photos real quick. For those of you who are not familiar, essentially there was a natural. I don't know. Can we call it natural? Was it a natural disaster?
There was a disaster of unknown origin.
Yeah, okay. We'll call it that. There was a disaster of
We'll go with that for
unknown
now.
origins, which caused essentially Lahaina town and much of the surrounding area to go up in flames. What you're seeing here are pictures from theguardian.com. They're just various photos that are compiled from people that were there, from reporters that have been there since. And what's the I didn't want to jump right into that, but what's Maui known for, Cobra?
Pineapples was one of them. Not
Sugarcane back in the day before
sugar
that
cane.
was
Yeah, they don't have a ton of import export as far as that goes.
not anymore.
Now, yeah, not well. The plantation is gone basically. So, they're just a resort, basically a resort area. Great place to go. I can tell you, Maui is actually a better vacation spot than Waikiki because it's
Oh, yeah.
you know,
1000%.
it's far less crowded.
and thousands of people live there, and thousands of people visit there every year to visit the resorts. As you can see in this particular image in the middle, resorts are on fire. Houses are on fire. The town was left wasted. The death toll is, I don't know, it's gone up, I think, since I last
Over
looked.
1,000 now.
Well, I know there's 1,000 missing, presumed
Yeah.
dead, I'm sure. Last I checked, the official number was like 114.
114.
I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Considering the scale,
Yeah,
that's
official.
actually not as bad as you'd think.
What?
I mean, it's horrible, obviously, but considering the scale of the disaster, that's
It's the
doing pretty good.
deadliest. It's the deadliest wildfire in over 100 years in the United States.
in the U.S. That's fair. That's fair.
I mean, that's given the
Consider,
disastrous
like-
California fires from, what was it, 2016, 17, whenever that was.
That's a good point.
One of the big
That's a good
things to
point.
consider is Maui is 735 square miles with a population of 165,386, according to the last
I'm just
census.
thinking about the fact that you see the images and you see just from what it looks like the entire island is just burned to the ground.
Oh
Pretty
no.
much nothing left.
It's not.
And
it's
it's with it being an island, it's almost like how could anybody survive? You know.
I get you.
Well,
So,
So-
context-wise, you're right. You're right. And to be fair,
That's what I mean. Is like it seems like it could have been so much worse, and it's actually
let's do this real quick.
pretty
This
good that-
is Maui. It's this one circled in red here. Okay, Lahaina is this little dot over here. So while the
That's
fire really
mm.
affected the Lahaina area, keep in mind it's also one road in, one road out. Okay, this is a mountain right here. So you can either go, well, actually, I don't think the North Shore area is even passable. Well, it looks like it. No, see, these are all hiking trails. Yeah, I think it actually cuts off right here. It's similar to how it is on Oahu, where it cuts off at the Makaha area. But
At
nobody
Kana
else
Point.
besides you and me. Yeah, Kana and all that. So everybody in Northwest Maui is essentially trapped there. If they want to leave by the only road possible to leave, they're being required to have some type of card. They're being issued this card where they have to be able to identify themselves as residents. How do you feel about that, Cobra?
I mean, they're trying to identify the people missing, find the people that are missing. I think, considering a lot of these guys lost, their IDs and everything, there's not much else you can really do as far as who you let in and who you let out. It's harsh. They were letting people go back to their homes if they were still standing to retrieve what they could, but these are good people.
Well, and these are the people that still have homes that
Yeah,
are being required to
exactly.
identify them. So they're not going into the disaster area.
Yeah, well, they want to keep anybody who doesn't belong there out while they're trying to identify people, because you gotta understand, in this kind of a situation, and I it's really horrible to talk about, but there are instances where somebody will commit a felony, we'll say, and drop off the evidence in the area so that nobody catches on. You know what I mean?
I mean, I guess so.
It's they need to contain the area until everything has gone through.
See, they're so concerned about that, they weren't really concerned about issues like that when they were, withholding water from firefighters.
I mean, the Hawaii state county government is a bunch of fucking morons. Okay, I'm gonna say that outright. We have a horrible governor. The mayor of Maui, the staff, they failed on a level that is not even comprehensible. But as far as what's already damaged and done, there's a legitimate reason to keep people out of that area. Do I agree with it? Is a whole nother subject. I've been on that side of it, that I've had to make sure, areas are contained for one reason or another.
Yeah. Definitely.
My main concern is not them keeping people out right now. It's how long they're going to keep people out. People need to be able to rebuild. They need to be able to go home.
What there we go. What generally speaking, so I mean, look, I've been FEMA certified in this and that and other disaster response and stuff like that. What from your understanding of everything, where do you think they missed the mark as far as 1, preparation for it, 2, immediate response, 3, the response since the fire's been contained?
Well, for what I understand, the Maui Fire Department was completely inadequate to handle the situation as far as boots on the ground. I've heard rumors that are not confirmed that, they weren't really funded as well as they should have been. I can't prove that. I think that they should have sounded the alarm, that they chose not to. Their reasoning is they said they were afraid it was going to chase people in the direction of the mountain, which is where the fires were. But, some heads up is better than nothing, and they got nothing. The state gets complacent. They think what they've already done is good enough. They never, ever try to make sure that they're ready for anything.
For sure. I'm going to play a video here real quick. Let me know if you can hear it. You should be able to. And you can see my screen in Guest Star, right?
I can see your screen.
The amount of loss we've experienced in such a short time will be difficult for us to even fathom, but we'll hold each other up. Our hearts are broken, and we'll heal.
I can't hear the audio.
But with the assistance of President Biden, the federal government,
There we go.
and the love and compassion and resources throughout our state, we know we have the support to lift us up as we find those who are lost. We'll deal with the tragedy. The people of Lahaina will need time, we know, to heal, to recover, to grieve.
Whoops.
And thank you, Mr. President, for understanding that. And for sharing, as we've shared, that Lahaina belongs to its people, and we're committed to rebuilding the way the people of Lahaina want. Right now, I want to speak to the world. When I say this, of course no one can travel to West Maui right now. We will share when that is possible again. Only returning residents and authorized emergency relief workers should come here now. But all of the other areas of Maui, friends, and the rest of Hawaii are safe. They're open, they're available. The mystique and love here, the aloha, is here for you. And the reason I say that is because when you come, you will support our local economy and help speed the recovery of the people that are suffering right now.
So that's the governor of Hawaii, Josh Green.
Jason.
You got opinions on that
Fucking
guy?
idiot.
There we go.
So
And
he was on vacation.
Adrian says mayor is corrupt AF. I'm not familiar with the mayor of Maui. But
I think he's thinking about Josh Green, but
probably the governor.
yeah, this motherfucker was on vacation, couldn't be bothered to come back for 3 days until after everything was done.
That I didn't know.
Yeah, he wasn't even here. He was on fucking vacation in Japan. Yeah, so fuck that guy. And as far as federal government help, yeah, fuck them too. They offered everybody $700 for their. I mean, you know, that's a
Dang.
lot of fucking money, man.
No kidding. How much money
pardon
goes
my
to
French.
FEMA every year?
I don't even know.
How much
You
money
know,
went to
those-
Ukraine last year?
$12 billion.
That's
You know,
interesting.
people listening in, pardon my French, this is a very, very hot topic for me.
Don't pardon us French.
$700 ain't gonna go nowhere when you're buying food and necessities in Hawaii. Cost of living is ridiculous because of the way our state is run. And it's basically his $700 check is a spitting in the face of the Hawaii people.
You guys, this comes right from the mouth of somebody who lives there and endures the state's failed policies every single day. And look, this isn't some disillusioned, you know, somebody who's just lived there and lived under their thumb. I mean, for all we know, this guy worked in government. For all we know, you know, he's got firsthand experience and loyalty to the state and of course to his Aina and all of that. So
yeah. I was born and raised here. I have traveled. I have had to leave for recruitment and other things, but this state will always be my home. And seeing the half-assed way it is run, it's fucking heartbreaking. These people shouldn't have to be suffering like they are, but they are because of government incompetence.
oh yeah, 100%. We're going to keep going, but as we continue to talk, I am going to go ahead and open up requests. If anybody in the audience wants to pop in and give us your 2 cents, if you have any dissenting opinions on anything that's being said, presented, or otherwise. So far, I mean, we're not really talking anything controversial. It's mostly just, hey, this is lived experiences and whatnot. You do have to be a follower for at least the last 30 minutes before you can request, but please feel free to pop in and chat with us for a minute or two. Ooh, excuse me.
Now, is that just something you did where they got to follow for at least half an hour, or is that like a requirement by Twitch?
It's a requirement that I set through Twitch. They do have to be a follower for at least 30 minutes.
Gotcha. I was just curious because you know we do this quite often. So
Yeah, no, I do
Every
that
week.
to weed out the weirdos.
well, why am I here? All right, I'm out.
Yeah, but you're a known weirdo though.
Acquitted. Thank you.
Hey, speaking of vacation, who else was on vacation during this whole thing? How about that sleepy guy in the background there? Look at this guy.
You know, you can't blame the guy. He totally understands what it's like to be a resident of Lahaina. He once had a small kitchen fire that was put out in 20 minutes, totally equivalent to what has happened, and he totally understands what it's like to have this kind of a loss.
Look, the man
And let's not forget,
almost
he could
lost
have
his Ford.
possibly have lost his 67 Corvette.
And
you know,
his cat. I mean,
vastly more important than the lives that were lost
there are
in an entire.
literally hundreds of children still missing that were sent home from school to empty houses.
You know, if Epstein hadn't not hung himself, I would be concerned with where they might be if they made it
Hadn't
home.
not hung himself. I like the way you worded that.
Hey, the only thing, the thing Epstein and Christmas tree lights have in common is they don't hang themselves.
Hey, just so you two know, I did give you permissions to operate the guest star function. So if I don't see anybody request and you see it before I do, you're welcome to just bring them in.
All right. I don't know how to work it, but I'll figure it out at some point in time
Yeah,
in my life.
yeah. Just try not to break anything.
I'll break everything. Chairs, heads. It
What
ain't
were we
easy
talking
being
about?
sumo size. But we were talking about the gross incompetence of the federal government and the administration that is in power.
You know, so I was reading today that Biden, so he traveled to Maui finally. I guess this was a couple days ago, right? The 21st, I guess.
Yeah.
He was on his second vacation in the month of August. So his previous vacation, of course, was during the fire. He was out at Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah, no. He had to make sure that we knew how much he resonates with us before he went on his second vacation.
Right, of course. Vacationing at a luxury home in Tahoe. Funny thing though, so the guy that rented this home to him is now under investigation by the state because the home is not registered as a vacation rental.
Oh, it'll be fine. Hunter will make a few calls. Right. It'll all get swept under the rug.
Yeah, well, the state of Nevada. Yeah, maybe.
Hey, you know, there's going to be some Parmesan cheese somewhere. It'll all work out.
South Park calling this before it happened. Is that right, Adrian? South Park called this one?
Okay, Adrian, you're going to have to be a little bit more specific on that one.
I need an episode number. We might have to check that clip real quick.
Yeah, man,
yeah.
South Park calls a lot of things.
Look, I want
then the Simpsons
if you
too.
if you ever get to watch the South Park episode of Butters going native, best episode of South Park ever.
I'll have to check it out. I'll put that on my list of South Park episodes to watch.
Yeah,
later.
Butters goes back to his roots, so he goes and stays with his family in Kauai.
All right, I'm gonna look this up. Adrian says it happened, so it had to have.
Random sound, 200.
Thank you, Tina. Tina's looking to get the top spot this week. Tina, I hope you get it. And here's why. Listen.
He said the Simpsons now, not South Park.
Okay, that's what I thought that he meant. Because yes, the Simpsons predicts a lot of things. But this is why I hope that Tina gets to pick our topic next week. Because so far we have been living in an echo chamber, for crying out loud, guys, and it has been just this festival of people who know me and know what I'm comfortable talking about. I want to hear something that is gonna throw me, and I mean just throw me, because
a catapult, a trebuchet.
I know. Thank you for being so literal.
Both
of those things would likely throw me, depending, of course, upon the size and scale.
We forgot the last one. Samoan bouncers at the nightclub.
I mean, I can neither confirm nor deny that.
In general, sometimes just for fun.
Samoans just throwing me around for fun. Yeah.
Samoans just,
They're like, hey,
look
at that Howley. Let's go toss him. Like,
I'm gonna say this one time.
Do I look like a fire knife to you?
We don't joke about Samoans. Okay, there might be one in stream, but his whole family will be waiting outside.
True.
You know about how Samoans name their children? So they wait until something happens, right? So, for example, the kid falls off of the couch. The kid's name is So He Fell Off the Sofa.
Don't joke about Samoan names. Oh my god. It's almost as bad as... No, we just had a Samoan girl fall off the railing of a hotel, the 10th story, and it was fucking disaster last month, okay? Because it shut down Waikiki, and it was horrible. Not something to joke about. Luckily, her ID was on her, so they're able to identify her.
All
so
right,
the funny thing is, Tina doesn't actually have her sound on. So she doesn't even know that she's winning or what she's winning.
And type it in.
Oh yeah, I didn't even see that. A little watching without audio. That's funny. She has no idea what we're talking about. She's just like,
Oh,
oh,
Lord.
happy things, happy things. I'm the happiest person in the world. It's me, Tina.
So Meltdown, when they identified her, her name was Eileen Tufaova.
Yep. Yep. All right, we're gonna play this clip real quick. I'm gonna make it Bigsy's.
Cobra!
Hang on.
Cobra!
What?
I hate that was all set up for a joke.
Oh, you didn't see it coming? I definitely
He
saw
never
it coming.
sees it coming.
Hey, Tina, you winning, cuz. Oh, yay, let's go. See, she answered because you type it now.
She probably has like closed captioning on, and probably thinks we're a bunch of fucking idiots because she's not
Probably.
listening to she's not listening with audio, but she knows exactly.
She's
what
like,
we're saying.
I don't understand. I lean too far over? What? Why are they saying that?
Oh, Lord.
Stop it, guys. Hey, you're not giving her enough credit. Tina
She's
is a
probably like,
highly
"What?"
intelligent person. I'm
She's like,
100% certain of this. And if she wants to jump in and defend her honor, she's totally welcome to.
Is she? Does she even know who she is?
I don't know. Hang on, I gotta fix the chat thing real quick because it's blocking my window capture. There we go. All right, so we're gonna play this real quick.
I'm an intelligent person. I don't know.
Oh, it seems she unmuted.
You can't spell. Hey, welcome to my world. English is my second language. I can't spell shit.
Shush, we're
What's your
trying to
first
watch the
language, out of
show.
curiosity? Oh, sorry.
I can't hear. Oh, hold on. I gotta turn on the
An
fucking...
intelligent person. Joe Foge? That sounds slightly racist. Maybe not. I heard everything. Well, then Twitch is lying to me. But that's okay. I'm glad you can. Now, everyone, listen to this.
All right, let's hear this episode.
Oh, that's awful.
Hawaii? What about Hawaii? Mom,
Oh, that's so
who's
painful.
going to Hawaii? Am I going to Hawaii?
Stop saying Hawaii in there. You fools! You've erected a massive concave reflective surface. It will focus the sun's beam in a deadly ray.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I didn't switch this. Y'all can't see that. I'm sorry.
Hey!
Oh no. That's terrible. That'll get him kicked off
First
Twitch.
off, I'd like to thank the good people at Tianjin Smelting and Mining and Donuts and Tops for neutralizing our wonderful, deadly new lard lead.
Wow, okay. All right. So we've seen the video.
Hey, look, it's me.
So this actually brings me to the next thing that I wanted to talk about, because we like conspiracies. We like little kind of things, moments that make us go qual. So there is a little rumor going around. I'll call it a rumor, not a conspiracy, not a crackpot idea that's not possibly true.
Some people are saying some things in the line of...
I'd like to know, Cobra or Aeolus, what you know about directed energy weapons.
Well, it's something. It's space lasers that the Chinese have been working on for a while. They were fucking with our observatories not that long
Hold
ago.
on. There's a very different way to spin this as well.
Right.
Directed energy weapons are another way to say laser guns, right? Which are very real. They are used all over the place. Many of our ships, destroyers actually have them on them.
Oh
shoot
yeah, I've
down
seen the
unmanned
videos
aircraft,
of that. It's pretty cool.
which are really cool. the United States also did some tests and discovered that you can actually put them on satellites and shoot really powerful ones that are big and in space and shoot them down at the Earth. And after discovering that, they immediately made every country on the planet sign a treaty saying that they wouldn't do that.
Yes. And do you know why they can do that
So-
on satellites? Because it's super fucking cold in space, and lasers need to be chilled.
Yep. So they went, hey, every other country, you're not allowed to do this after we have somehow figured out that you can do it.
Well, it's just like in the 1940s when America made the first Rice Krispies.
Yeah. When we said, hey, we're going to stockpile the largest the largest stockpile of nukes ever, and then tell every other country, oh, but you can't have any though.
Yeah. We made
And then
the
they
first
go,
ones-
oh, and then they go, hey, will you get rid of some of yours? And we go, oh, maybe. Woo.
Yeah, no.
Maybe you woo. Oh boy.
We made the first
Oh.
instant rice, and
How
then
very
we
modern
decided
of
nobody else
them.
should be able to.
Well, you won't get mad at us if we start showing anime on children's TV, right?
Doesn't
So,
watch anime as a
I
child.
have decided to go back to my favorite source for definitely accurate and never incorrect information, Wikipedia.
No, totally trustworthy.
Absolutely 100%, so long as it's sourced correctly. Look, as long as you got proper citations, right? So this article, they want you to know this, just in case you're looking for the fake uses of directed energy weapons, i.e. ray guns. I love the picture they have there. I like that. A directed energy weapon is a ranged weapon. Ooh, what kind of range? From space to Maui, maybe? That damages its target with highly focused energy without a solid projectile, including lasers, microwaves, particle beams, and sound beams. This image over here, if you see it here on the right, a sonic directed energy weapon deployed in a civilian context in the U.S. during the 2014 Ferguson protests. The LRAD is the square dish assembly mounted on the roof of the central vehicle. So they use them against civilians. We can see that it's already a case. It's obviously a less than lethal
weapon. Yes, that's a sound-based weapon. Basically, it emits high-powered frequencies.
Right.
If you've ever seen like little things you can put in your lawn that'll emit a frequency that an animal doesn't like and makes them run away, it's like that, but for people.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So Adrian says, hey, look, we had to keep nukes. You saw what Japan did when it got curious, right? The real empire of the rising sun. That's what they use on the border in Texas. That's definitely what they should use on the border in Texas. Again, topic for another day. The one they used on the border was like microwave IG. That's how they explained it.
Yeah, so...
Oh, I guess you're doing the Gen Z acronym thing. Or
So it's a
abbreviations.
low-powered microwave device that irritates the skin.
A microwave is a device that cooks my hot pockets.
I mean, I'll
microwave
take
is
one
a
of those.
type of wavelength emission, but yeah, you could say it that way. Yeah.
In the United States, the Pentagon, DARPA, the Air Force Research Laboratory, United States Army Armament Research Development and Engineering Center, geez, say that 10 times fast, and the Naval Research Laboratory.
Wasted taxpayer dollars, wasted taxpayer dollars.
That's more like it, right? Kind of like the Large Hadron Collider, right? And the Naval Research Laboratory are researching directed energy weapons to counter ballistic missiles, as we've previously noted, hypersonic cruise missiles, and hypersonic glide vehicles. These systems of missile defense are expected to come online no sooner than the mid to late 2020s. So we're coming up on
They're
those pretty
already
quick
online.
here, aren't we?
They're already online.
China, France, Germany,
we know
UK, Russia, India, Pakistan are also developing military-grade directed energy weapons, while Iran and Turkey claim to have them in active service. I wouldn't be surprised. The first use of directed energy weapons in combat between military forces was claimed to have occurred in Libya in August 2019 by Turkey, which claimed to use the ALKA directed energy weapon. After decades of research and development, most directed energy weapons are still at the experimental stage, and it remains to be seen if or when they will be deployed as practical high-performance military weapons. All of that to ask the question, what is the likelihood that one of these weapons was used to cause the fires in Maui?
Well, it wasn't Turkey, because they turned themselves into Thanksgiving.
Well, I mean, look, let's address the elephant in the room. If it was started by somebody, it was by the United States government, right?
China's been fucking with it.
Or Oprah.
Or
Did you hear
Oprah.
about that one?
She's a planet unto herself.
Well, but do you know what? So there's a
Land grab,
conspiracy around Oprah on it too, because she owns several hundred acres on Maui. Do you know that?
Yes.
So
then,
apparently
Zuckerberg
there
is
was
buying
a
up all of-
similar situation with her properties in New Jersey or Massachusetts, wherein
search away.
essentially there were fires that completely avoided her property. And then after the fires, she went through and bought that land to expand her property. Interestingly enough, her properties were all saved or spared, I should say, by the fires in Maui. Coincidence?
I think
Maybe.
not.
Maybe.
So
Man's two brain cells are fighting for third place. 100% it was.
Look, I'm trying my best here,
That's
Adrian.
right. That's right. What were you going to say,
I
Olis?
got
Well, I was just gonna say, yeah, I think the idea of it being an energy weapon is extremely fun. I was joking with my buddy the other day of some dude was spying on his ex using the government satellite and accidentally pressed the wrong button. Right.
In Hawaii,
But,
probably. Yeah.
You
Korea's
gotta ask
nuking
why.
us! Sorry.
You
Go on.
gotta ask why, and who would have the why and the resources, right?
no.
The government
Well,
does not have both the why and the resources.
No, you just have to follow
Oprah
the money.
why, but not the resources, right? Now that said, you know what Oprah does have the why and the resources for?
Cars for the entire
Oprah
studio
has-
audience.
True. Oprah would have the why to burn down the area and the resources to pay the crackhead $100 to start a fire in the corner.
I mean, I can name
'Cause-
about
Oh, yeah.
500
I mean, sure.
people in a small area that has the $20 it would take for a crackhead to start the fire.
Well, here's the other thing about that
Exactly.
is
And
when we
that's-
talk
that's
about
my point is why would it require an orbital laser to be a conspiracy? It
No,
can still be a
we're
conspiracy,
exploring-
True.
but not require
exploring-
an orbital laser.
Well,
We're
I
exploring-
apologize. I used those in tandem, although they were not necessarily related. You're right.
Yeah, no, we're exploring these ideas one at
Because
a time.
that's cooler.
We're going
No,
to-
Adrian's right. You know what? Look, if you have access to a freaking space laser, and you can choose to either have the crackheads set the place on fire or use the freaking space laser. Dude, space laser every time.
Hey,
Oh,
don't-
yeah.
Every single time.
Don't tempt me to use my lasers, okay? I've got a shark with a freaking laser beam attached to his head.
The freaking laser beam. Also, crackheads using lighters is so 90s.
You use actually handheld torches now.
Bye, Tina. Oh gosh, I didn't see it. You leaving? You leaving? Oh, bye. Thank you for showing up and showing out.
Brave.
Bye. Also, anybody wants to check out Chihiru_Sen right here on Twitch. She is a streamer and she's a really darn good one. If one of my mods wants to go ahead and shout her out there in the there we go. Definitely check her out.
But not like that. Don't be weird.
I mean,
I'm
maybe
always
like
weird.
that too. Who knows?
Oh,
So butane torches nowadays, that's true. Yeah, probably. Or even what they have the plasma lighters now too. They probably could do one of those. But
Well, hey, that's an energy weapon, technically, if you use
technically, you're right.
And
Actually,
if you
true.
point it in a direction, it's a directed energy weapon.
That
it.
is
Is a
correct.
taser a directed energy weapon?
No. Technically, yeah. I mean, look, it
I was
directs
gonna say
the electricity.
directing energy into someone.
That's
I
true.
think by definition, it's not because they said that it's projectile-less but has range to be a directed energy weapon. And a
Well,
ranged taser does require taser.
yeah,
bullets.
it does. It's bound to the gun. Cobra, if I could get your opinion on this, the general consensus right now is that the fire was actually started because of lack of maintenance on Maui Energy Company power lines.
Where would you like me to start?
From the beginning.
boy.
Well, I mean, you know, as long as the
So
beginning is
for
not too far.
those of you that may not know, we only have one entire company that runs all of the energy needs for the state, and they have several different subsidiaries depending on what island you're on. So there's Hawaii Electric Company, there is Maui Electric, Kauai Electric, so on and so forth. Now, this is a very profitable company. Why would that be? Well, they are the only provider of electricity for the entire state.
It's a monopoly.
No, we don't.
They've
use that word here.
even managed to pass laws where you can't technically take yourself off the grid without lending the electricity back to them just so that you have to pay for it again.
Yeah, so there is
If
only
you do
one
solar, sorry,
company
that
in
was
the entire
out of
state.
context.
And to top everything off, the state mandated that by a certain date, I don't have that number, maybe Milkman if you want to look it up, they have to get 100% of their electricity through green means. Meaning they can't use fossil fuels or anything of the like to generate electricity. Now, on the island that I'm on, we have an entire power plant dedicated to burning trash because of the fact that there's 500 square miles around me, smaller than most boroughs in some states. And if we don't burn some of the trash, we have too much of it. Now, to counteract the pollution generated by burning the trash, they use temperatures so hot that it actually incinerates everything and, destroys any of the pollutants that possibly could be released. So that has to be shut down. They recently shut down a power plant on the west side of this state that was responsible for taking up the slack when night falls and more electrical demand comes in, which was run by diesel generators. So that's left a huge gap in our power grid. On the big island of Hawaii, they have a jet engine that they kick on at night to power the generators to create the excessive demand power on the big island. Now, that being said, there's a couple of other ways. We have some geothermal plants on the big island, one of them which exploded because, there was some seismic activity that went on there. So, yeah, there's a lot of history in our electric company, and they tend to want to make the biggest profit while not doing anything else, including paying their workers sometimes.
So that's a good background. Obviously it sets up a tradition of not giving two craps about the people that they serve. What about in relation to the equipment that supposedly started this fire?
Well, the electric company owns the lines, but they do not own the land that the power poles are in. And so when things like trees and bushes and shrubs tend to clog everything up, they're not proactive in fixing it. They want the landowner or some such to call them and alert them when it needs to be done. So that gets neglected. They probably have some of the oldest trucks I've ever seen for a company of their financial backing. Yeah, a lot of things get tossed to the wayside in the name of profit, especially with this new clean energy initiative. They raise the cost of electricity ridiculously just to pay for this initiative, but yet don't provide us with stable and or clean energy to the house. Anybody with an oscilloscope can show you that the quality of the electricity coming through is garbage sometimes. It'll actually damage electrical appliances, microwaves, refrigerators, washing machines.
Moving on to another subject, I think it's fairly well established. They source the beginning point of the fire as a downed line that sparked the fire there in Maui. Look, there's a lot of speculation around it. There are people who have something to gain. There are companies that have a history of neglect. It could be any one of those things. At the end of the day, maybe we'll never really know. One thing that we do know is that, you know, it was devastating in terms of loss of property and even worse so, loss of life. So this came up in my feed today is, oh, that's not it. Well, first of all, well, no, you know, we'll come back to that, but I'm curious because in your line of work, you might have run into something like this. Don't worry about what's on the screen. That's separate. So officials are urging, oh, here it is. This is a AP one. So this is where we got this video from, but this is a different topic. Hawaii officials urge families of people missing after deadly fires to give DNA samples. So the reason that this flies a red flag, like obviously I get why they would want to do that as far as identifying victims and whatnot. But you've also got a lot of controversy around things like mass COVID testing, collecting DNA for this and that and the other. What is your
on this? Let me know.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that? That's exactly where I was going.
That is the dumbest fucking thing to ask people to do. It's a fire. There's not much DNA left to test. That's why we have dental records. Never. This is advice to anybody out there who's willing to listen. Never freely give up your personal information, like your DNA. That's just stupid. It's. What are they going to test? Charcoal? What the fuck? These people suffered a horrible death, and they're going to tell their families to donate DNA for what reason?
One can only guess.
There's plenty of guesses, but I'm more focused on what they're asking the people to do. What the fuck?
More of the effect that it has on the people. Like maybe they think it's a legitimate reason, only to find out later on, hey, that was dumb. We can't even use this. And look at what we've had to put these families through now, who, you know, have already suffered so much loss, right? Once again, it sounds like just a dereliction of duty on the part of officials.
Yeah, it's just super fucking offensive to the people who have had to go through this. Again, the Hawaii government spitting in the face of the people who had to go through it.
I appreciate your take on that, because I actually hadn't thought about, you know, the dynamics of that. I would think, yeah, sure, there's probably some DNA left, but I guess, you know, in a fire that big and that hot, you got to consider these flames were traveling 60 miles per hour with these tropical storm winds that were being pushed out from Dora. You know, I mean, there was no time for anyone to get to safety. I mean, you know, to an extent, obviously there was a lot of people who jumped in the ocean and things like that, but you know, a fire burning that fast and that hot, yeah, I mean,
I'm
what
always
could
going to
be
be on the
left?
side of the Hawaii people. You know, that's a stupid fucking request by the government.
Yeah.
Think of it this way: the government can't even force you to give a DNA sample without a court order.
Right.
Why would you give it to them willingly? Do with that information what you want.
Yeah. I mean, look, guys, you heard it from the mouth of a guy who knows, not only because of his line of work, but also because he's somebody who's there and has a particular interest in the people, because they are his people. I'm going to pivot back to the federal government response real quick, because there's a couple of things. First of all, obviously, this headline here from Blaze Media. FEMA officials stay at $1,000 per night luxury Maui hotels on other side of the island while taxpayers foot the bill.
Does it list the name of the property?
Let's see. It just says luxury hotel, so it sounds like there's more than one.
Well, there are quite a few, but the reason I'm asking is
We got the Fairmont Kealani,
okay.
the Four Seasons. Everybody knows the Four Seasons. Grand Wailea.
I know the Grand Wailea.
Let's see, Marriott Wailea.
Okay, so for understanding on this, as much as I don't side with the federal government, I'm going to say this again, fuck the federal government. Those particular hotels, why they pick there, I don't know. But those hotels, $1,000 is actually cheap, depending on what kind of room they're getting. And there's...
Yeah, if you're on vacation, but I mean, look, these are emergency workers.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
All right.
These places are private businesses. They have no responsibility to give the federal government a room for $1.
Yeah, you're right. 100%. I agree with that.
So they deserve to get paid what they would be getting if it was a visitor. Us having to foot the bill, still wrong. But
So-
this is in particular is not the hotel's fault.
You're right.
The
You're right.
location that was picked by FEMA is the problem.
So this is kind of my thoughts on it. So I get it. You've got people, they need places to stay. So do all the displaced people, and they're staying in shelters. Why not put the people who have been displaced into the hotels and put the FEMA people in shelters? Puts them closer to the action, close to what they're supposed to be working on. I mean, look, you've got them helping people who are in these, you know, school auditoriums and things, sleeping on cots. They're coming from their luxury hotel rooms to help these people who are sleeping on the floor. And, you know, that's my take on it. You're right. I mean, I wouldn't blame the hotels by any means. Obviously it's good in at least one way, in that it, you know, keeps the economy going after a huge tourist area is taken a hit.
Yeah, should we the taxpayers be paying $1,000 a night for them to stay in a place? Absolutely fucking not. But the responsibility is falling on FEMA for picking where they're locating. The one thing I want to add, the sheltering people in a hotel. Now, the others under our Constitution, you can't, as a federal government or even state and local government, you can't force a private business, a private entity, to take people in. So they can't tell these hotels, any of these hotels.
Right, obviously.
We have, I know you know, but I'm just putting it out there for everybody to understand.
Yeah. For all of you commies out there.
You can't take 1,000 people that no longer have a place to live and tell a hotel, you have to shelter these people. There has to be money to pay for it.
Yeah.
So the school auditoriums, all of those things, those are all federally funded locations.
Public buildings.
Our federal tax dollars are paying the schools to have these buildings. It is the people's right to use those as shelters. So, you know, if a hotel, I can tell you firsthand, hotels spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in just overhead, electricity, water, you name it. It's not easy. I know many people in the hotel industry I have, in my line of work, I had to, especially when I was coming onto their properties a lot. So just so people understand, I worked with law enforcement. I was a recovery agent. I would enter properties to arrest people, basically. So I had to make friends with a lot of properties, make sure that they knew I wasn't blowing smoke up their ass. I was there to do a job. I had an official warrant signed by a judge, so by a magistrate, and so be it. Now, with that being said, you know, there are times where, as a community, you have to come together. If a hotel decided, hey, we're going to open our doors to these people, more power to it. I would support that wholeheartedly.
Sure.
But unfortunately, it all costs money, and that money has to be paid somehow. And the government, let's face it, the government ain't going to reimburse nobody for shit. They're already offering people who lost hundreds of $1,000 homes $700. Whatever their insurance company pays, I don't know. But strictly as far as federal government goes, that's all the aid they're going to offer them after just approving, another $1 billion for Ukraine. No, fuck the government.
Yeah, definitely. And right along with that sentiment, and right along with what you're talking about, the $700, whatever they're calling it. Is this the right one? How about the residents and the survivors' reaction to the president of the United States? Warranted? I mean, they showed up to his speech or whatever with signs that say "fuck Joe Biden." People are saying, I'll never vote Democrat again. What do you think about that?
I'm going to put it in the simplest terms for anybody listening possible. The First Amendment is not just about freedom of the press and freedom of religion. It's also the right and the freedom to petition your government and to peacefully assemble and let them know how you feel. So I think they are wholly justified in showing up and telling the president exactly how they feel.
I did notice this huge discrepancy in media coverage of this, and we hate to make this a political thing. Obviously, there are failures of government, and it is, look, it's left-wing ideology. It's Democratic governors, presidents who have failed, not only in this but also in the disaster in East Palestine, Ohio. But I'm noticing this thing when you look at like media. Obviously, I've got Washington Post up here, for example, is a definitely a left-wing media, and then of course I've got the Blaze News, owned by Glenn Beck, very much right-wing. But the thing that I'm noticing is you've got the folks on the right that are really focusing on the failures, focusing on the overreach of government. And then you've got the left, and what they do is they kind of brush over that. They kind of go like, where's the, there was one headline that says, oh, it's this one. No, that's not this one. Sorry. Where was that? Well, in any case, it essentially said, Maui residents unhappy with government response. And then it basically goes on to be like, it just shows how much the government, needs a boost or whatever. Basically saying, it's not the government's fault that it happened. It's the fault of the people who are keeping the government from being able to respond the way that they ought to. What do you say to that?
For bigger government, basically.
Right, exactly, right.
I'm going to be straight up. Political lines, I'm a constitutionalist. I don't give a fuck about Democrat, Republican. They both can go fuck themselves with a barbed wire wrapped dildo. They have all failed us
excessive
immensely over the last few years. And I don't, the right can sit there and be like, Joe Biden fell asleep at the meeting. They can say, he was insensitive talking about his 67 Corvette. But let me tell you this much: I don't hear or see that many Republicans saying, "Why aren't we doing more? What is taking so long to get these people help?" And to me, they're all dog shit.
You know, I mean, I have to agree with that. Two sides of the same coin in a lot of ways. When it comes to media, you know, obviously it's extremely difficult nowadays to really know who to trust. You know, that's why, you know, I'll go to both sides. I'll see what both sides are saying. Ultimately, you know, you got to do your own research. That's what I'm seeking to do here with the topic of conversation. I want to invite everybody to come in and have a conversation. And nobody is going to be unwelcome here. That said, you know, we probably won't agree with everybody. We definitely won't agree with everybody. But all ideas are welcome, you know. So
yeah, no, you know, civil discourse and civil discussion is how things get done. If you expect everybody you talk to agree with every fucking thing you say, you're gonna have a very hard life.
But I'm always right. That's my kids.
Get over it. You're not always right.
I don't know about that. Well, hey, listen, I really appreciate you coming on and talking with us tonight, Hawaiian Cobra. It's always a pleasure to have you. I know you got to get going, so why don't you go take off and give your honey a big squeeze for me and tell her to get me that kimchi post haste.
Working on it. But yeah, no, I appreciate you having me here. I appreciate you giving me a chance to voice my opinion and then let everyone know that the people of Hawaii, we're proud people. You know, we are going to stand up and we are going to say what's on our mind. And if you don't like it, you're fucking mad.
Agreed. Everybody, say goodbye to Hawaiian Cobra and definitely check him out. He streams semi-regularly right here on Twitch. You can find him at twitch.tv/Hawaiian_Cobra. And we'll have a pop up in the chat for his link there. Definitely go and follow him if you don't already.
Don't worry, Epstein. No worry, Adrian. Epstein isn't the problem. Getting a hold of his client list is.
Oh, that's not a problem. They've got a hold of it. A tight hold on it.
I would love to get a hold of that.
Right? Who wouldn't? All right, man. Hey, you have a good night.
Everybody, much love, everyone. Aloha. Take care. I will see you all next time.
All right, guys. It's just about that time, isn't it? It is time to wrap things up and decide who gets to decide our next topic of conversation. A little bit of a caveat to this week's winning card is we may not have a stream next week. I think we are wrapping up season 1 of Topic of Conversation here. I've got a little bit of thoughts on how we want to go into season 2. Probably a lot more discussions like this where we're talking about real life things. You know, we're not going to get like super duper deep all the time. We'll definitely be having fun. I'll definitely still be open up the topic of conversation. That's the whole point, is for the viewers to pick what that topic is. But just so you are aware, there may not be a stream next week. I have yet to decide, but I'll definitely let you know. Don't oh no me. Bro, you're fuzzy? Oh, I know. It's because my camera hates me. Its autofocus is kind of garbage. What?
You're in an ad for me, so.
I'm what?
You're in an ad for me.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Oh, yeah, I see here. And it ended. Lol. Still here in spirit. All right, so with no further ado, our next topic will be decided by one of our absolute top viewers and top participants in topic of conversation. You all know him, Adrian Tempish. So we're going to go ahead and let you have the opportunity to choose our topic for next week. I'm no longer requiring it tonight. If you know what you'd like to have us talk about, you're welcome to go ahead and put that in chat. Otherwise, just make sure you email it to me or message it to me in Discord by Sunday night, like Sunday by 10 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, Pumpkin. Okay, Pumpkin. Our number 2 spot was a 1, 2, 3-way tie. So I'm going to give this to somebody who has not had the opportunity to pick yet. Actually, all right, I'm going to have to check on that because I don't know who is what on here. Oh, you know what? No, I can see exactly who it is. 01ella. 01ella. Oh wait, no. Damn it. I'll get back to y'all on that. I will. I'll DM the winner after this, and whoever that second place person is will give us a thing. Hit it with me. Hit me with it. There we go. Whew, don't hit me too hard. I'm very delicate. Tomorrow in Discord, dude. I appreciate that. Appreciate you being a participant. Also, as the decider of the topic, I will also let you decide if you would like to come on and co-host with me on the day that we do that live recording. But we could talk about that later. Boy, I'm really going in and out, aren't I? Yowza, that thing's giving me trouble. Doesn't like it when I move very much, and I have been tending to lean in more lately. Anyway, so that has been said and done. We've determined our winners. Let guests plug themselves. I had to write this stuff down because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Once again, a big shout out and a thank you to Aeolus120 for moderating tonight and for participating in the conversation. Aeolus, why don't you say a few last words for us there? What are your final words?
Is this a threat?
Yeah, I'm threatening you with a good time.
Well, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. If you guys want to check out my streams in the future, I stream somewhat randomly, but generally in the evenings. I stream Goose Goose Duck every Tuesday with a really fun group of people, often including Milkman.
That's true. Though you won't likely see me streaming games, I do often appear in other people's streams. So thank you very much for showing up and for doing your thing. Everybody go and check out Aeolus120 right here on Twitch. I promise he will not disappoint. Goose Goose Duck is the next. No, that was yesterday. Well, he'll let you know what he's playing. Once again, we do still have the fundraiser open for the Maui food bank. So I'll go ahead and leave that open at least until next week. So you're welcome to pop in. You can donate anytime you'd like, if you'd like. Definitely catch us again next week for topic of conversation. We may or may not be doing a live stream. If we don't do a live stream, I will probably have something pre-recorded going for your viewing pleasure. Just to pleasure you, but not like that though. Dude, for real, the beer goggle cam, you're not wrong. I'll get that fixed. A lot of things were getting fixed. This has been a really good start to topic of conversation. I've learned a lot of how things can and ought to be operated on this live podcast. So once again, this is going to be the end of our season 1. So we'll come back with season 2 and we'll have, some new things going on. Check out the Creators Lounge on Discord. You can hit the link down below if you want to join, if you're a creator of any kind, whether it be a streamer, a gamer, a YouTuber, or anything like that. It is a place for you to go where you can hang out with other people who are doing similar stuff. You can network there. We've got a lot of business help. I myself do a lot of business consulting, and so you are welcome to pick my brain and the brains of the others who are in there. And also That's it. That was the whole thing. So you can also check out our TikTok. You're going to find me at Milkman BSGE on TikTok, also on YouTube. Spotify and YouTube, you're going to have the replay of this as a podcast, not live, on Monday morning is when it will get posted. But you can check out clips all week long on Facebook, Milkman BSGE, TikTok, Milkman BSGE, and I'm also on X. I'm trying to be more active on there, so definitely stop by, say hello, and let's be friends. Milkman, you should do a command for socials. I would, except my socials are literally right here. See, they're rotating right here by my head. But you're not wrong. I will probably have to get something that can be clicked. Anyway, that's it for tonight, you guys. What do you say we raid somebody? It's a raid. We're gonna do a raid. So let's see who is we're gonna raid Luna. Sluna. JK about the nerd stuff. That's just the way her name is worded. Anyway, she is playing Kingdom Hearts, and you are soon going to be enjoying her way cool stream. Do me a favor and play the Manamana one. She does the Manamana thing. It gets me every time. But yeah, let's pop over there. And what else? Were you saying something?
I was singing Manamana.
Oh, Manamana. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, Manamana. All right, so thank you everybody for participating tonight, and we will see you next time on Topic of Conversation.